Hi guys, welcome to tonight's video. Tonight I'm gonna just do a little bit of a rant. I was out training with my training partner tonight, and we're just engaging in our normal conversation as we start with kind of about a 30 to 45 minute walk. And while we were not walking, we noticed a young mom with two boys, probably, if I was to guess, somewhere around age 4 or 5 and maybe 2.5 to 3. And what we noticed is that the boys are really excited about being there on this big soccer pitch and spending time with mom. Unfortunately, mom was spending most of her time on her telephone, not texting, just having a conversation with somebody at the other end. And what I noticed more than anything is the boys were just kind of asking for her time. And every time the boys started to fuss, she would just kind of turn her back and walk away from them and continue on with her conversation. We noticed the youngest boy, who was about 2.5, 3 years old, who just kind of just went on his knees and just started to cry because it seemed like it didn't matter what he was doing. She wasn't really getting mom's attention. And I guess what I felt the most is frustration and sadness, because the only true commodity that we ever have is not how much money we have or how much money we make. The only true commodity that we have is time. And having worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of teens in my career, what a lot of them have reported is that they often felt worthless as children. And I remember one specific family that I worked with, that the mom insisted that she never drank or abused substances in front of her kids, and she didn't know why her kids were acting up. So I offered to have a session with her kids if she wanted to do that. And she said, no, it's fine. Like, again, I don't drink from my kids. My addiction has never affected their behavior. But a short few months after, she noticed that the kids were starting to act up in school. So she thought it was a good idea to do a follow-up. And what she saw, it was just a kind of an interesting thing. I just got the little girl who was around age 4 to just simply draw a picture of her family. And what she drew was, a really nice traditional picture with, a picture of mom and dad and brother beside her and herself. There was a tree over on the right and a puffy cloud coming out of the chimney. And there was some seagulls in the sky and a nice bright sun. So I complimented her on how great of a job she had done. And I asked her, how does the picture change when mommy drinks? And she said, picture changes a lot. And I said, how? Well, daddy's not in the picture because he usually leaves and works more when mommy drinks. She said, my little brother usually is under the tree because he likes spending time by himself. There's no leaves in the trees because she's usually, there's just no leaves in the trees, he's just usually upset. There's no birds in the sky and it usually rains. Now again, this is just the perception of a 4-year-old. Mom was flabbergasted. She couldn't believe that her behavior, who she thought wasn't really affecting her child, was really affecting her child. And what I talked to her about, and it's similar to the mom that I saw tonight, is again, the only true commodity we have is time. So whatever you give your time is what you love. So in that kid's experience tonight is he felt worth less than whoever was at the other end of the phone. And that's what I get a lot with kids, just this feeling of worthlessness and low self-worth. And a lot of times it's rooted in that, just, feeling like you don't matter. And what's interesting is, again, in the teens that I've worked with, is they get a lot more attention when they do bad stuff than when they do good stuff. So I'm trying to do this new technology and all that kind of stuff. But all I was reminded of today, because again, I've mentioned on here, my pride and joy is my 15-month-old son. It's just to kind of stop and enjoy time. I know for me, sometimes I get caught up in business stuff and returning client emails and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I just got to take a minute and just kind of say, he is worth so much more than the time away from him. So that's it. That's the message for tonight. Just the importance of time. Give time to those who matter in your life. You'll make a tremendous impact on them. Thanks for joining. Have a great night.